that some people just don't understand they can do. When it's all said and done, my book is going to be full of all the shit that Kevin Hart did. Because I never was content with doing just 1, 2, or 3. Why not?
But guess what after that? See, after that, I learned a very dear lesson there, that with my skills, if I just practiced and got better with my skills, no telling what I could do. No telling what in the future I could borrow.
You don't get to choose how you start in this life, but you do get to choose what you do.
Don't you ever lose hope. Don't you ever give up your mindset. Sharks are powerful creatures. You've got to think different. You've got to be different if you want to be at the top of your food chain. So how will you show up on game day instead of feeling down about your situation? Try to figure out what you can do to create positive momentum for yourself. Even at your lowest point, even at your lowest moment, there is something that you can do to create a small win. Now your small win might not be the same as my small win. Your small win might simply be getting out of the bed.
We get this strange feeling that we have never had, you see, in our lives, that we are no longer this poor little stranger and afraid in a world it never met.
Momentum is a big thing with human beings. It's a big thing for me, at least. I'm on a good momentum of healthy eating and exercise. I love it. I like waking up sore, pushing further. I like writing down my workouts, what I've done. And I like hitting that gym hard on a daily basis. And I build momentum.
No telling who'd buy my story. And I got so excited that if I wanted to, I could get good at anything and change my life, change my future. So get excited. That'll change your life. 4th is get going. You want your life to change. You want to be successful. You got to get going. Some people are always learning, but they don't get going. It's like the guy that keeps bringing materials to the building site and never builds anything. He just keeps stacking up the bricks and the plumbing supplies and the roofing supplies. Just stacks them all around.
And I find that when I do that with writing, whether I do that with performing, whether I do that with anything, it just gets everything going. It just creates energy. Being lazy robs you of energy. Like being sedentary, being uninspired, being bored, it robs you of one of the most precious things you can have in this life, enthusiasm. One of the things that I tell people all the time, because a lot of people have a hard time defining themselves. They define themselves by failure because they failed. But I'm like, you're not your failures, you're you. Okay, your life is a series of lessons you've learned. Now, if you just dwell on the failures, like that's not healthy, it's not smart, and it's not empowering. What you gotta do is look at those failures and go, well, now you know what not to do. But you're not that, you're you.
Somebody says, you must be really gonna build something here. He says, wait till you see the rest of the stuff I got to bring. And he just goes back and he brings some more, brings some more, brings some more. See, pretty soon they'll come take you away. Okay, you gotta do something with what you're gathering up, what you're learning. You probably already know enough now to become wealthy. You just gotta use it. You gotta get going. Now the 5th one, and I went through all that to get to this one. 5th key to success is get away. You got to get away. You got to take time to be alone, to reflect, to ponder, to weigh, to analyze, to think, to fill up. You got to take the time, rejuvenate. That kind of time, it's important.
You got to show up when everyone is behind you. And you got to show up when it feels like everyone is against you. You got to show up when you feel like you're winning. And you got to show up when you feel like you're losing. It's your time. And it's your turn, but you're going to have to be willing to. During the temporary struggle, you're going to have to be willing to. Deal with the negative chatter in your head because it's not going away. You got to manage it. You got to confront your fears. You got to confront your doubts. Success is not going to be handed to you. Nobody owes you anything. But you owe everything. You owe it to yourself to hang in there. When it gets hard, you owe it to yourself to get up every day and grind.
I'm okay with failing sometimes. I'm humble enough to understand that I can't be good at everything. I understand that I got to continue to work on my craft. I understand that I'm not the best at what I do right now. I understand that. But I realize it's only gonna make me more driven. It's gonna teach me to do better. It's gonna make me wanna work a little bit harder to get exactly what I need. Maybe this is the time to say that maybe, just maybe, this is the time for me to humble myself. A lot of people are not ready to be humble. It's okay to have confidence. It's okay to believe in yourself. You're supposed to believe in yourself.
There'll be times you feel incapable of rising to meet the challenges that face you. You'll be tempted to turn your back and run, but running is never the best option. When you're in the middle of a struggle, the only way out is through. Rather than running away from obstacles or trying to figure out some kind of way around them, go right through them. Brace yourself, steady your nerves, put your head down, and tackle whatever you face head on. The storm may jar you a bit, but I promise that you won't buckle and you won't break. Believe in your ability to weather the storm. When you come out on the other side, you'll be better for showing your strength. The fears you face along the way, they'll make you better. Our biggest fears always carry with them the greatest opportunity for personal growth. Our fears and how we face them brings out the best in us. If something doesn't scare us, if something doesn't challenge us, it doesn't change us.
When you get frustrated, you pursue for as long as it takes. So I have a question for you when you're disciplined enough to keep going. Music. Can I tell you something? You ain't met the real you. Until you have to use your power, that's the real you. Many of you are like a superhero. Truth, be told you ought to rejoice. Because you have love, power, joy, power, faith, power. You also have comeback power. What is comeback power? Comeback power is the ability to overcome any obstacle, challenge, or difficulty. You have this innate ability, this instinct on the inside that you can come back from. Anything your human side quits, everything quickly.
But many people are not ready to be taught. But failure is how we learn. Failure is how we grow. Failure doesn't make you weak. Failure teaches you. It gives you an understanding that you got to continue to work, and you got to continue to thrive on it, and walk in it, and run in it, and roll in it. Whatever it is you got to do, as long as you're proceeding to go forward, moving in it, getting where you need to be in your life, not feel accomplished. We're not here to feel anything. We're here to go through it. We're here to learn from it. And sometimes you got to fail. That's how you will succeed. Wanting is always something that is going through our minds. You hear it all the time.
I can tell you from personal experience that it's easy to get off track by focusing too much on your mistakes, or focusing too much on your missed opportunities, or focusing too much on what disappointed you or who disappointed you, what you don't want to do. Just put so much energy into what happened that you miss out on what is happening. You should be in such a zone that your mind is only programmed to look forward. You are not looking backwards. You are not looking to the right. You are not looking to the left. You gotta be focused once you get clear. On what you want, you have to have the courage to chase it. At the end of the day, you can't let your disappointment stop your grind.
In life, we have two choices. We either step forward, expose ourselves to risk and evolve, or we play it safe and we step backwards into the shadows. Remember that the safest path brings the least reward. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start believing in what could go right. There may be a million reasons you're afraid to follow your dreams, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go after what your heart desires. Dare to face your fears. Dare to take risks. Dare to be better. Success isn't about greatness. It's about consistency. No one's born great. You'll be faced with difficult situations. There'll be times that you don't believe in your ability to persevere. We all have a choice when it comes to building our future. If you show up day after day and work hard, if you give your full effort, if you leave nothing on the table, then greatness and success will come. The true secret of success is to accept the truth that the only path is the path of hard work and productivity.